Hey y'all, welcome to Fro Flo, a makeover series where we're transforming the way naturals see their hair and themselves. I'm Aisha Strickland, a licensed stylist and curl educator, and every other week I'm going to be meeting here in the salon with a natural who's feeling stuck, whether it's with their routine, their results, or their relationship with their hair. This isn't about styling a cute wash and go, although we're going to do that too. It's about helping everyday naturals unlearn what's not working, simplify their routine, shift their mindset so they can finally show up in the world with confidence, ease, and a little bit of curl magic. So buckle up. We're talking hair, life, and everything in between, and giving our guests a fresh set and a fresh perspective. Welcome to Fro Flo. Hey y'all, welcome to Fro Flo. And today we have a special guest some of you might recognize. I'm not gonna say, I don't want to put you on the spot like that.
It's someone with a green. You know what I said? Green was my color of last year.
Yes.
I was thinking like prosperity, but I was not thinking about going to the club acting a fool.
So the girl in the green dress like hit me up. And what is it that you want to do, Rachel? Because you said something very specific, and I'm pretty sure that a number of people are going to be able to resonate with this.
I want to give my curls some love again. I went a very long time. The history of me is I had my hair natural for a very long time. I love my curls, they're gorgeous. But I just got exhausted with just treatment and upkeep. I'm sure so many people can relate to that.
Absolutely.
And I was like, forget these curls. We're taking the heat to them. Like we're gonna go straight. And there's
FTC.
FTC. FTC. That's literally I said FTC.
FTC. And clearly, there are a number of people. You're not alone in the FTC epidemic. You're not alone.
Yeah.
I have come across this a number of times where people's like FTC. If y'all don't know what it is, I'll maybe drop it down. If you don't know what FTC is. They usually say FTK, but we're gonna go with because we're talking about curls and not kids.
Yeah.
FTC. So you were on the FTC era.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you ready to dive back in. Oh, you missed it.
I missed the curls.
You missed the curls.
Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to basically, because she also said to me, and when we were talking, it was like, I want to bring my curls back. That's and that means so many things. One, this is not like, this past Easter where we're gonna just, rise up. It's not Jesus or anything. It's not gonna, come back like that. But we can discuss during the time that we work on Rachel's hair, like what we can do, because one, I can't really tell a lot about Rachel's hair because she's been pressing it, she's been braiding it, she's been living her best life. All right, I'm not mad at her for having an FTC era because she had a good time.
It was great
while she was doing it.
Well lived.
Well lived. So I don't know exactly what her options are when it comes down to bringing her curl, and I'm using air quotes. Because they're like, I'm gonna bring my curls. Okay, so there's this thing where people were like putting stuff on their hair to kind of like revive the curls. There was a period back in the earlier part of the natural hair.
Like a curl activator?
No, baby. They were using beer. They were using Afro G two-step.
Okay.
They're now using things like K18 mask, Olaplex. Mm-hmm. So those, K18, Olaplex, they're both like bond rebuilding things. And then Afro G two-step is a protein treatment.
Okay.
They cannot rebuild the bonds that are broken.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and beer can't do anything for hair. So when it comes down to like bringing the curls back, it's what do you feel comfortable with? How do you want to wear your hair? And then, I guess we'll say, what is your goal, long term? That's going to decide like how we move forward through that. Some people, it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to do other hairstyles that maybe like twist or braid outs. Some people just wear braids for a while. And I've seen this happen actually. Wear braids for a while until they get to a length they're comfortable with, then cut.
Okay.
Some people just like chop it off. I'll start over. And so those are, again, I'm not here to tell anybody how that part is going to work out for them. But I do like to make sure that folks have all of the uh, know all the things that can be done, so that they can both like wear their hair in the way they like and show up in the world the way they like to.
I'm pulling up a picture for her, you guys.
Okay.
So I'm not just being rude.
I didn't think so. Oh, you were short. Oh, you were shortiana. Okay, you can show it to the camera. So that was that. Okay, so she's already been short. So what do you think about those things that like those options that I shared?
I am such a free spirit. I'm like, if we just need to cut it, let's just cut it off.
Really? Are you sure? Okay.
I'm cute. I got the face.
They're gonna lose their shit. Oh,
my boyfriend's gonna lose his mind.
Oh yes. Okay. Listen, so I wanted to make sure you knew what all the things were. So if you can like wear twists, you can do rod sets. Now those probably require like salon visits and then cutting the hair off gradually.
Yeah.
So there's ways to cut the hair gradually and then braids. My hairstylist, actually, funny story. My hairstylist who lives in Dallas, her name is Silva Sunny, by the way, she does my color. And so she went through this period where she was like, I want a relaxer. She wore the relaxer for 2 months and it was over the relaxer. And then it's like, you know what? I'm in my dehydrated hair era. So she started wearing braids, but she wore those braids for a minute. Okay. So now she's like in between braids, wigs, and then sometimes she'll wear her hair out. Her hair is finally kind of growing back to where she's comfortable with. So we probably want to see her hair probably until the fall or winter.
Yeah.
Cause she's back. She's like, I'm just braiding it up. You know, it's good. But the most important thing, no matter what type of approach you take, is just the care, period.
Exactly.
All across the board. So Rachel's saying cut. So before I can cut, I'm actually going to have to get Rachel's hair wet because I have no idea like where's the line of demarcation, how short do we have to go. So this will be a little more elaborate of a of a I guess appointment. Just because I mean, one, I gotta wash her hair still. So, and in order to see it, the best way for me to be able to see it is either with the shampoo on or the conditioner. And I'm probably gonna go with conditioner because I can cut through the conditioner and then make edits after that.
Okay.
You feels good?
Yep.
Oh, you want to show people what's under this hat, girl?
It's a jump scare. Y'all ready? Shout out to Chicago girls. Do it better.
I do.
It's a Chicago brand. Okay. Y'all ready?
Okay, I see. I want you to know that when you do decide to go back to like blow drying and stuff, like you totally can.
Yes.
Do that. We'll have to be more, I guess, what's the word I'm gonna use? We'll have to be, I'm trying to think my words are saving me because I ate breakfast this morning. We'll have to be like intentional.
Okay.
About like doing that. So like it'll probably start when you're ready, like you do it one time and then wait 3 weeks to do it again.
Okay.
And another time you're like, let's try 2 weeks and then do it again. Because your hair kind of reminds me already of a friend that I have who my friend wears her hair curly, she wears her hair blown out, and she has color.
I want all of that. I want that.
She has the finest hair, like the finest strand hair ever. But she's also not super concerned with her hair being down her back. I mean, her hair hits her shoulders. And she's not super concerned. Like, as long as her hair looks cute and good, she can go out and do the things she wants. She's completely happy. She'll spend the whole fall, winter blown, like still pressed. And then she will go back to her curls in spring to summer. And it works, it works perfectly for her. So some of us have hair like that. Some of us do not have hair like that, but that's something we'll have to see over time. And so sounds like Rachel's really ready to go there. So we're gonna shampoo her and see where the curls lie. Okay. Shout out to Rachel.
Oh my God.
All right. So what I like to start by doing is making sure we run some water over your hair because then this, gets it nice and wet. And then it also allows me to see a little bit of your hair. And already I'm seeing some curls.
I also think I'm balding around my edges.
Really? That's a common conversation that I've been having with people in a salon. First, the edges are the most fragile like area of our heads. Now scalp, and now I can see like if you hold the mirror up, I can see where like baby the FTC was real.
It's literally like a line.
It, it's super real right here. It's like what curls, okay? And you meant it. You meant everything you said. No, back to your edges. So they are already very like fine, and I feel like everybody has had some issues with their edges, and I don't know what to correlate it to other than one thing that we all experienced together on a mass level was the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I don't
our edges.
I don't know a person who wasn't stressed. You know what I mean? That period was stressful for I don't know anybody with, and also getting the Rona. You know what I mean? There was a lot of hair loss because of that as well. That a lot of people just I feel like have not taken into account as to what is going on. So like that was 4 or 5 years, right? We'll say 5.
Yeah.
Years. The next 5 years is gonna look different for our hair.
True.
Also, in the next 5 years, we're also aging. And so it's going to look different anyway because of that. So, one of the major things that does impact hair is experiencing trauma in the body. Stress is trauma, sickness is trauma. We had them both simultaneously at some point as well. And one of my clients I worked with last summer shared something that was really interesting with me. She's a professor at the at U of I in like psychology psychology. And she was saying that there's like this study where some psychologists or whatever are looking at like when people are experiencing trauma and they're finding it in their hair. There's a marcation in the hair, like a demarcation in the hair where you experience trauma and it's in your hair.
Wow.
And I was like, that's freaking fascinating. And it makes sense because underneath your scalp, your hair is in a liquid form. And once it emerges, that's when it turns solid. So to me, that makes all the sense in the world why like your hair, like it's just at the whim of whatever is happening in your body at any given time, besides the stuff that is going on like internally.
That makes sense. I turned 35 this year.
Okay.
So there's age, big age milestone. And then obviously just stress.
Yeah.
And I've had coronavirus twice.
All of that.
Yep. Because balding does not run in my family on either side.
Okay.
So me and my mom will talk about it, and she's like, that's definitely a mark, an indication of stress.
Yep. So then it's just like, what do I need to do to de-stress?
Yeah. I'll be rich.
Well, I mean, I totally agree with this, with that vibe. But you can go around you live in a beautiful city. You can go on some walks in the city, like to help with your stress. Oh, look at this.
You see?
Yes. So look at these girls. Also, look at the FTC.
I told you I love my curls, but I just, I got a little tired. I also bleached them, which hurt them really bad. And then that's when I decided to just start forgetting. So I was growing out the bleach while also blow drying. And
yeah. Okay. It's been a lot. It's okay. Guess what? It's hair. It grows back. You might have a much different time with it now too, because of when you were last wearing your curls. It's so many new products that have come out. The techniques and application have gotten better. Natural hair is not this big, like, oh my God. Well, for some people, I mean, you might be watching it's like, you better speak for yourself, sis. It's not, but I'm gonna tell y'all, if you are watching this and you're like, natural hair is really hard, it's not. It doesn't have to be. I mean, I swim and I'm having a very pleasant experience with my hair, even though I swim once a week.
How is swimming going?
Swimming is great. I have to figure out if I'm going to sign up for the next session at the same place or near my new place when I move. I like this one though, because I like the instructor here.
Yeah.
And I love the pool at this location.
Is it big?
It's a big pool.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, we're going to the deep end. I'm like, So last week they had us jump into the pool, and then a week before they had us jump. I was like, I'm not ready. It was giving like in my mind, jumping in that pool just made me think of Jamaica and people jumping off the cliff. And I can't swim. Like at the time, I could not swim. But I mean, I've learned one technique. I can backstroke.
Okay.
I'm still not comfortable with jumping in the water, getting my. I'm not there. So I gotta do it next week. I gotta, get my guts up and do it. And the instructors are really good. They're like, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. And meanwhile, every week my son jumps in. Also, he's frantic every single time. Well, not these last two, but before, because they made me jump in the deep end. I was like, okay, you know how to swim. He's like, I'm scared. And then he does it. And, the first time he cried.
Oh.
He cried. He was like, it was so scary. I said, but you did it. Let me show you the video. He was like, oh, you recorded it, Mommy? I showed him the video. He was like, I was brave. So he would probably lose it if he heard that I had to jump in the deep end and I still haven't done it yet. I haven't told him. I haven't disclosed this information with him yet.
He's going to be like, I can record you while you do it.
Right. So, but it's an adult swim class too. So I like that. We were all adults. Some of us know how to swim, some of us don't. And it forced me to be a beginner at something.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? And that's so important. And to do something just for fun and like entertainment.
Yes. So I'm actually, I'm as an Aries, and I say this light. I don't say this lightly. Everything we do, we're always going to do really well.
Yep.
We're going to crush everything that we do. It's just, it's in us. Nobody can stop us. Even if we fail, we're like, okay, that failed, but this next thing or these next 9 things won't. So,
yep.
And so it forced me to not be in a class and I have to listen and take direction too. So I'm always in an environment where I'm showing people how to do stuff, and it's me learning from somebody else. And also, what I did enjoy was like observing the instructor teach, and how could I take some of what he taught, like the way his style of teaching with me, that too. So I thought that was cool. I'm always learning. I think that's something maybe not a lot of people know about me. I study a lot of stuff, look at a lot of things. I gather a lot of information. I talk to people who know more stuff than me.
Very true. She's always sending me really informational articles. We're always talking about things that we both research because we're nerds.
Nerds. Nerds about things that some people don't even really care about for real. You're like, oh, did you see this article?
Yep. And chances are we have. What is that?
So this is K18's peptide prep. It's a professional chelating hair complex. I'm reading off the bottle. But basically what this does is it helps to remove any mineral buildup from the hair. So with us living in Chicago, I know you live pretty close to the lake, within a mile.
Yeah.
With you living within a mile of the lake, that means that you are more likely to have minerals in your water coming into your house. And so when that mineral deposit gets on the hair, sometimes it can block water from the hair. So the hair will have a hard time absorbing water. So we let this sit on for like 10 minutes. I just want to make sure it's all over, because also then too, when that buildup's off, we can see the hair curl. Do me a favor, lift up just a little bit, because okay, curls, I see you. You see you? Yes. Now I'm always nervous. People like, I want to bring my curls back, and I'm looking at your hair like
I knew it was there.
They were there. What curls back? And I'm thinking like, okay, how realistic is the person going to be about like cutting? So these are things I'm thinking. I won't say it. I'm telling y'all in my mind, that's what I'm doing. How open are they going to be to cutting? Because I've come across a lot of resistance from clients in the past. Like, oh, like my hair I can't have my hair like above my eyebrow. Yeah. And it's like,
yeah.
Okay. So let me suggest someone else that you might want to work with who does more stuff than I do, because I don't do rod sets.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to do one today, just because we are doing what we're doing, I would have did it. I have rollers. I've got setting lotion.
Yeah.
And I got a dryer.
Yeah.
But I don't prefer to do them. I'm more of a for people who like just want something that's of ease. I'll show you how to do some stuff. That's how I grew up. The stylist that I went to, I only went to the salon for relaxers. I did not go in between. So I would do my hair in between those salon visits, in between relaxers. So I had to learn how to do stuff. I had to learn how to press my hair myself. I had to learn how to curl it. And y'all don't know nothing until y'all had to flat iron some hair with those wide back.
My gosh.
You talking about big back. Those big back
wide
flat
flat
irons.
irons when they first came out.
Yes.
Were a thing.
They were big back, okay? They were big back flat irons. And then the plate was almost like a half an inch in. So you would like have to part really, really thin pieces to get to the scalp so that you can smooth it. Anyway, y'all don't. Some of y'all won't know about that because I was. So I learned to do my hair in between my visits. So I got so good. People were like, "Oh, you went to the hair salon this weekend?" And I was like, "No, I did my hair myself. Like, why don't y'all know how to do
So you wore your hair natural your whole life?
No, I had a relaxer all the way.
That,
yeah, I had a relaxer until I was 30. Oh God, how old was I? Was like 32 maybe. Had worn so I had never before that I had never cut my hair short. So I had cut my hair short. Like Rihanna when she had that cute pixie.
Yeah.
I wore that pixie for 2 years. But 1 year I was like, okay, I'm done with this. This is fun. I guess I should just not get a relaxer now. And then I stopped relaxing my hair. And I remember going to work. I used to work at Zara when it first opened downtown. And I came to work and me and I was like all my coworkers, for the most part, I'll say 90% of my coworkers knew me. And so we had banter. And I remember coming in one day and my coworker, he looked at me, he shook his head like, mm-mm. And I was like, what? He was like pointing at my hair like, I was like, you don't like my hairstyle? He was like, no. He didn't say no. It was all nonverbal. The whole exchange was nonverbal.
You got the energy though.
I was like, what? So after work that day, I went to the Walgreens over on Michigan and Chicago, grabbed a relaxer, got on the train and went home and relaxed my hair. And I did it for probably like another year and some change before I decided it was like a little, just about a year. I did it for about a year. And I was like, no, for real, I'm gonna like stop relaxing my hair. But I think, what happened? I joined the gym. That's what made me change.
That'll do it.
That's what made me change. I was like, I'll be at this gym like I was there like 6 days a week and I had a short haircut. And I was like, how am I gonna, I was like, okay, I'm gonna transition.
Yeah.
I lasted 1 month. I lasted 1 month and I was like, you know what? What if I just cut this piece off? So I just cut a piece off and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I was like, well, you just gave yourself a plug. Now you have to cut the rest of it.
You have to cut the whole thing off. Yeah.
I cut all my hair off myself in my bathroom. I do not advise.
Not at all. Not at all.
I do not advise anyone to do that. Don't cut your own hair. And then a month later, I ended up at the salon. And the girl who was doing my pixie cut, we did so many different versions of that haircut. That was the fun thing about it. I did that haircut for 2 years. It was like 95 different hairstyles. Nobody can ever tell me that short hair don't be having looks because they do. Yep. Depends on how you cut it. Because I would have her cut my hair the shortest version. Whatever I bought, I was like, a short version of this. She's like, her short version. Because in 4 weeks, I'm going to have the look I want.
Yep.
Because my hair grows fast.
It'll grow fast, yeah.
So she cut my hair. And because for every single week up until the point I went back to have her cut it, I was cutting hair. I kept finding strings of hair. And I was like, this is getting mad annoying. Let me just go in. So she clippered it. And I had a little fade. Looks like literally like me and Solange. When she cut her hair off, my hair was that short.
Wow. It's just because it's so long now.
Bald headed scallywag. Ain't got no hair in the back. Jelly. No.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, I had no hair. And I remember like a year later, it was like a little baby fro. And my friend was like, oh, I'm so glad your hair grew back. And I was like, were you having a hard time with me not having hair? Because the people was loving it, actually.
It's like, it was tea.
It was pretty tea. Like the folks, like all men, young, old, ready to give me their checks or ready for me to put them on my, claim them on my taxes. They was ready. Everybody. Like people was telling me their deepest, darkest secrets. And I'm like, why are you telling me this information? I don't even know you.
I love that. See, that's what I'm hoping for with this short hair again.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's something about it.
It's fun. You know what I think it is? It's like you're free.
Yeah. Yes.
You're free.
Yeah.
It took a month though for me to get used to.
Oh, I already know. I'm gonna go get my lashes done tomorrow.
It took me a month. I was at the time I was I? Oh no, I did lashes. I used to do my own individuals.
Yeah.
And so I was wearing full face of makeup every day.
Yeah.
For a month.
Yeah.
And then I was like, girl, who got time to be putting on eyeshadow every day? Not me. So
exactly.
Eventually kind of like retreated into like my eyebrow, blush lipstick era, and we called it a day. And I was fine ever since. And still now. I think we got a few more minutes, but I see what it's doing.
Nice.
Okay, we don't have to cut as much as I thought we were gonna have to cut. So I'm still gonna finish out the shampooing, and then I'm gonna put conditioner on your hair. I'm gonna cut with the conditioner in so I can see where it falls, and then we'll style it, and then we'll style it, and then I'll refine the cut after the styling. I'm gonna try to get off as much of the straight parts as possible so that it does not disrupt the styling.
And the way my curls down.
Yes, I see them though.
You see them? They're
yes, you about to have a good old time this summer. Okay, so I'm actually applying it's a treatment conditioner, so this wouldn't be something I would suggest you to buy because it's a professional for professional prescription. It actually says it on the bottom. The bottom is like for professional mood. So really stay out my business. It's the mild sauce. You don't know the recipe.
They said keep it cute.
Keep it cute. But I figured I'll add this because been out here FTCing.
Yeah, very much.
And so this will be a good way to go ahead and cut from here. And also it has a lot of slip, which is good. So then I can actually comb through and see what your hair is doing while we're cutting off any of the straight pieces that we're not keeping. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Let me get a clip. And I'm going to have you sit up of Rachel's hair and how we have, like, there's curls back here hanging about. And we're just going to cut off where the line of demarcation has happened. I'm not looking to make this perfect or anything because we still will have to style and whatnot. But we very much can see the curls back there. She said they was there. She wasn't lying. She just was like, I don't know how to make this go over. Like, how we gonna?
I don't know.
What's the drill? What are we doing? How do we make them pop? Okay, so what we see back here is that Rachel definitely does have some curls. We also see where her straight pieces are hanging. So I'm literally gonna go through and cut off all of the hair that is straight throughout. I'm not trying to balance or anything, just so we can see what we're actually working with and what we will, end up ultimately doing. Okay, so we have cut majority, not all of it, because we could cut this shorter. I want to leave you with something because we don't have to go that short, and we can continue to gradually cut it off. Just cut it off. Just cut it off. All right, then. She has spoken. Just cut it off. Okay, so I'm gonna continue to cut some more because I was like, oh, I'm done cutting now. She's like, no, cut some more. We're gonna cut it off. All of the straight pieces.
We've already done our morning of it. We can just let it go.
All right, so I'm gonna come in here and cut. Go down.
I showed you the style. You can do that short.
What, right there?
The one that I showed you.
Oh, the way you had it in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So go ahead.
Mainly because, and y'all, I've lived with my hair my whole life. The top of my head is all wavy.
It is,
and it gets weighed down very easily.
The straight
yes,
the straight pieces to wavy hair literally anchor it down. Yeah. Literally anchor it down, so I can see it like right there.
Exactly.
still be like a little baby inch of short. I mean, straight, but
I've already been toying around with getting a pixie cut. So
you have.
yeah. So I'm fine with this.
Okay.
And then
she's gonna get braids. She plans to get some summer braids. Some of you plan to get your summer braids, unless I know there's a lot of talk around like the hair situation, which don't allow all of the information about like the toxicity of the hair keep you from braids. There are other brands that are not as toxic that can be chosen. No, I don't know all the brands. I plan to write a blog post about it though soon.
I will be tuning into that.
But I did write something about like all the information because they people make it sound so alarming, and I don't like the alarm approach.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is what is going on. Here is what you can use instead. Yeah, I'm with you on those straight pieces.
It's just like, why hold on to them? For what?
I'm gonna get rid of it. Just like make it go away.
Might as well.
Make it go away.
I'm gonna text my braider as soon as I leave here.
And listen, it's totally fine. Like if you choose to cut it off and then wear braids, that's fine. Mm-hmm. Just take a break as for the amount of weeks in the braids. That should be the amount of weeks out.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. Do you have to do that? No, but that is a suggestion that stylists who are more concerned about the integrity of your hair would suggest. The overall integrity and health of the hair. That's rule of thumb. Don't have to follow it. You can leave your braids in for as many months as you choose to do because it's your prerogative. You are Bobby Brown of your life.
But there's also consequences.
There's also consequences. There are. But if you want to Bobby Brown this out, it's your prerogative. That was a great song, by the way. It was a great time for people to like be in charge of them.
Bring back the feeling.
Right. It was even between that and Janet Jackson. So Bobby Brown had my prerogative. Janet Jackson had control.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, this is the control era. Okay, this is the prerogative era.
I texted a couple of my friends earlier this week, like, I think I'm cutting all my hair off so that they didn't think I was just having a Britney Spears moment. I'm like,
fair enough.
Nah, y'all. I've been thinking about this for a long time.
He was like, I've been thinking, like Beyonce.
Yeah, that just needs
back there. This season of allergies is different.
It is.
I think for here specifically, we didn't get as cold.
No.
So
when we didn't kill off as much.
So everything's growing right now, and I'm pretty sure getting allergy medicine is just very challenging in general. But I had to take some of my son's medicine. Now I haven't had to take he actually does both pills and he does spray.
Oh, nasal spray?
Every day. Even in the winter.
That's what I'm supposed to do, but I don't. I get tired. I also have seasonally induced asthma. So
wow. Good night. Where do you need to move to? Because I know for my son, it's like, where should he move to because of these allergies? Or like, what's a great place for somebody with like environmental allergies to live besides a bubble?
Right.
Oh, besides a bubble, what's a good place?
Which would be perfect, actually. Perfect for me.
Yeah. This is the fun part, getting off all these straight pieces. The good part is like cut it off, and so there's no really cutting it too short. Okay, it's giving Regine. It's giving a little Halle Berry and Boomerang.
Boomerang. It'll look better.
That was like very, that's a very epic look for that time because a lot of people had that haircut. Anita Baker had the haircut.
Facts. This is giving Anita.
And Anita and Halle Berry both had like very full heads of hair.
Y'all, it'll look really cute when my hair is actually curled.
Yes. That little piece of lava.
Killing me. I'm also growing out bangs, guys. So
I'm just gonna take it because you was like, take it off.
yeah, but that's like what you're seeing happening as well.
I'm trying to cut as much of it, but also it might just be a little tinge of it
Oh
still.
yeah, that I expect. Much better than before, though. I know some people, come in and they have an idea of wanting to hang on, and I'm like, no.
It was like, oh.
But I've been down this road before, and I know that the fastest way to get to where I want is just to let it go, which is a life lesson.
It is a life lesson. I mean, when I decided that I was going to transition out, and I was like, oh no, this not for me. It's like having two people in your life that don't get along. You trying to make them hang out. And that's not for me. If y'all don't get along, we don't hang out together. I'll hang out separately. It's not a problem for me. Everybody not gonna like everybody, and I'm okay with that.
Right. Okay.
But I'm not gonna try to appease everybody. No, I'm not doing it. Me, I'm not doing it.
As for me,
As for me. Okay, so this is the beginning. Get that one little front part just.
Yeah, I was just doing a weird thing.
Well, this is where you're the loosest.
Yeah. Yeah, that trends. That's in my whole life.
That is where you're the loosest. So you're tight to loose.
Mm-hmm.
It goes like that. All right, I'm gonna clean this hair up. We're gonna get to the bowl. I have honored her request.
Yeah.
For those of you like, why did you cut off? Because you know that people be like, oh, why did
you do all that? I asked her to.
She asked.
That's what I wanted.
I don't go around with my shears just chopping off people's hair. I just don't even do that. In fact, I probably leave a little too much hair sometimes just because I'm, sometimes I don't believe them.
Because you'll get through and they'll be like, why didn't you?
Listen, the things I've seen in the salon, but I mean, I be knowing. I know ahead of time. I can forecast like what's gonna happen before it actually happens, but also like the vision. Everybody doesn't have the vision to go look at like an old dilapidated house and see that
possibility. Yeah.
Yes, I can see what that old house could possibly be in the future, and that's not everybody. So it does take a special artist to be able to see that, especially like have a special way of seeing. Yeah, outside of these glasses, I got another set of vision.
It's her sixth sense.
It's my sixth one. So I'm just adding some water, but I'm gonna add some more conditioner back to your hair. Just kind of work it in. And I'm using my Banana Cream Eco Sling. It's actually a deep conditioner, but deep conditioners can be used like rinse outs. There are some instructions on how to like sit with the cap if you want to. It's not mandatory. And I think sometimes simply just, using it in the shower with all the steam, that's the deep conditioner to me. Well, the actual physical part.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm like
just letting the moisture penetrate.
Yeah, it's a highly humectant this conditioner. So I'm like, yeah, we just did do it in the shower, and I'm like, that's good. That works.
What's humectant? So
humectants are things that are water loving. And so if we're using water loving things on our hair, that those water loving things like aloe, marshmallow root, okra, honey will attract water from when we're adding water or even water from the environment, which then helps to hydrate our hair.
Okay. Interesting.
So yeah, the hydration comes from the water. But in order for the hair to get water, it has to be because the hair technically is not water loving. It doesn't always absorb it. So we're using products that contain humectants to draw moisture into the hair.
Gotcha. And then they seal it.
Yes. And usually the sealing comes from the conditioner itself, actually, and sometimes the other products that we use.
Okay.
So like when I'm using gel, like there is a humectant gel that I start with. we call it, Black Girl Curls calls it a base gel. So in retrospect, it's really a gel that's a leave-in. Okay. But it's a leave-in in gel form. That works for wash and goes. I mean, could you use the gel for other styles? People do. That's their choice. When I'm doing styles like a twist out, I'm not trying to attract more moisture. I'm trying to repel it. Right. You want it to dry. I want it to dry, and I also don't want it to. I want it to stay in the form I created versus it changing form in the twist out. So, like today, when I told you I was on the way, and I was like, "Oh, I have to go back and get my glasses." I realized how humid it was outside. I sprayed some more hairspray on my hair before I came back out because you don't want it to shift shape. I don't want it to shift shape too much. Gotcha. And I can control that slightly with using hairspray. Because it's humid outside. It's so humid out. And this twist out is doing what it do. Chopping off the heat. Technically heat damage. It's not a walk in the park always, but okay, close. They're coming, they're bouncing. They are. Even the loosey goosey parts. That's why I was like, I'm not too super concerned, but I have faith. Okay. We see you. We see you. A little bit water. I think what I'll do is lift you up one more time and just see if there's anything else I cut off before we style. Because this will give me a better look at what it'll look like in the product. Because it dried out as well. Exactly, yeah. Okay, so I'm just doing one little last check before we put the styler in just to see where things are. Because this will help me to gauge what I'm doing. And actually, instead of this, I'm going to use this 3-row comb just because it'll curl the hair differently. This is perfect. I'm glad I did this. Coming here to see what it was doing first before going into style. Because I can cut some more. Yay! So these cuts, this initial cut's not the most perfect cut, but we're going to get damn close. The fact that I have on boots today is just wild, and it's May. May 1st. That's crazy. So crazy. But that just tells me we're going to have a very hot summer. Or a hot girl summer. Both. Especially with hot curls. Hot curl summer. There we go. We went from FTC to hot curl summer. Look at that. I saw an interview where Meg said that she trademarked hot curl summer. Did she? Yeah. Brilliant. Or like the phrase hot girl, I guess. Okay. Love that. Because she said, "Oh, I saw all these brands popping off on here." And I said, "Excuse me." Get in. Well, get in at the ground level, okay? Absolutely. And I'm so glad to hear she did that because any real business person, when it comes to your public image, will tell you protect everything that's an offshoot. Everything. Black Girl Curls is actually trademarked. As it should be. Now, it was a hard trademark to get. Why? Because Black Girl Curls, they're all like general words. Yeah, I could see that. And so it actually took some years to get it. So the initial one, the attorney was like, "Nah, they're gonna deny it," and they did. And then it got trademarked. Okay, we can see it for real now. They're so pretty. Yay, isn't she lovely? I'm glad they forgave me for the FTC period. My bad, my bad. Oh, oops. They like, we here when you're ready. They don't force themselves on you, the curls. Yeah. They like, we'll be here when you're ready. True. They're like, you're doing your thing. Do you, ma? Do you, ma? We'll be here when you're ready. We'll be around. And then there they go. Showing up, showing out. That's what they do. Part is just cutting. I don't cut wet hair. I mean, people do this. There's a technique or cutting techniques that involve wet hair. Most white hair is cut wet. Right, yeah. But because we are re-exploring the curls, I have to see where that line of demarcation is, where we can make the connection. to cut. And wetting it again with some more conditioner helped a whole lot to see what was going on. The cool thing is that despite where you are today, this hair is still going to like change over the next few weeks just because you're prioritizing the curly hair over your blown out and pressed hair.
Mm-hmm. No, I have Olaplex 3, 4, and 5. So that's the pre bond builder, the conditioner, and the shampoo. Are those okay to use now that my hair?
You can, but you don't have to.
Okay. I also have We Dad moisturizing shampoo.
Okay, we can start with that.
Okay.
Just for, because it's not that there's anything wrong with your hair, so to speak.
Anymore.
And
Now that we clean it all off.
And because we're prior, like I think the Olaplex is super cool for your straight hair.
Right.
Honestly. With the curly hair, we want that hair to be able to absorb more water. And a lot of Olaplex's products are formulated with silicone. Now they might be water soluble. I don't necessarily have the intel on that, but I stick with the products that I've been using with my clients and they seem to work just fine. So I'll give you some recs and suggestions.
Okay.
That'll align, especially with the fact that you're going to be venturing back into braids.
Yeah.
So I want to have something for you for that. It's like this one rogue string of hair.
I tried to pull it when I got.
Yeah, I don't know how it got like that.
I know that's so annoying too because you can just feel it.
Yeah, because it keeps swiping across my lip. So this base part is probably going to end up tighter just because this is shorter up here for it to make sense. But look at this.
Oh, finally.
Boyfriend gonna be like, wait, what's up?
He's gonna be like, why do we have the same haircut?
Not why do we have the same haircut? Okay, tilt your head over that way.
This feels like a great stretch.
It's gonna grow out super nice though. That's my favorite part. You really don't have to do anything but keep it maintenance it.
Yeah. And just moisturize.
Cleanse it, condition and style it. That's it. Okay, it's starting to come together back here.
Let's go.
Said you wanted a pixie.
I sure did.
You said you wanted a pixie. Bid chops ain't that easy, y'all.
Usually people are not this like calm and prepared for big chops.
Also that, but I think you're technically no, you're not. I haven't done one in a very long time though. It's usually like, oh, after they see like, oh, I want to keep my length, so I'll do that first, and they're like, I don't like that. Go ahead and cut it. Then it turns into
a big chop. Yeah, I had pretty much made my mind up about it.
Makes my job well, not necessarily because I was just it's this part blending this part.
Yeah, that's always the toughest. But my little curls are fighting. They're fighting for their right.
Fight back, curls.
They're fighting for their right to be seen.
They're fighting back. Hey, make it through the summer. You'll be good to go by fall. Because what you don't have a problem doing is growing hair.
Yeah, no,
the retention has been hard because of the pressing. Because your hair is actually you have over fine hair.
So that means I have a lot of hair follicles, right?
Well, fine strands. Your fine strand, your density is medium high. So you have a lot of hair. Yeah, you don't have no problem growing it, just the retaining. And life be happening. You working.
I'm stressed, y'all. Please. I'm running a business for the first time. I am stressed. Let's call it like it is.
Putting out fires every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Waking up to a new one, putting it out.
Oh no. May the year end with less fires. Okay, the bottle's not popping, but I'm gonna start with Curly Magic. Again, I said I want to keep this really easy for Rachel. So we're just gonna do Curly Magic. She would probably total 2 to 3 pumps the entire hair. Not that much needed. Remember, Curly Magic is more of a leave-in than it is a gel withhold. So you want to apply conservatively, friends, not liberal. Conservative. Gonna add some more water. Okay, next up we're gonna do weed out climate control. This is one of the easy breezy. Everything's slipping in my hands. One of the easy breezy combos. One of my short clients absolutely loves this combo. It sounds good. Yeah. So ridiculous. You really can't go overboard with using this either. So I just like to make sure there's product on here. Still getting shed hair, so I'm gonna get it out of my hands. Just a little bit more. Okay, so product is applied, and we're going to power set up, and then we're going to accelerate. Black glitterites, going to the juke joint. The juke joint, yes. We can never do that. So I'm just using foam to kind of lay this hair down because your hair will lay without little to no help. Plus the foam will also curl it some more. Yeah, I'm like, we can style a little more. Sometimes we don't just because it's like, oh, we need to cut some more or we need to refine it just a little bit more. You can do fun stuff with it, with our fingers. You don't have to be, you're not relegated to just whatever comes out. It's just, what do you have time for? And a lot of times people don't be having a whole bunch of time. So I don't do anything too fancy that you can't do it. But you can actually play with this a whole lot.
I was gonna say, I feel like, if I take some time and like just help the curls figure out which way they want to go too.
Or just what you want it to be doing. It's short, so you really have free range to do whatever. So I'm actually using my finger to kind of finger coil it. Nothing super serious in the finger coil game, and I'm doing this just because I'm like, it doesn't have to be this big to do that. You can also use a comb or this or a brush, kind of pull it like that to help. And then pull them apart. Since we're going that route with, your juke joint side.
Centers and spine.
I feel like we have to do this. It goes with the juke joint look. Now it's giving juke joint. I'm like, yeah, it's the juke joint guy.
And I'm still cute. I was like, you know what? I got a cute face. I can rock a short hairstyle. I don't know about
You can.
I mean, for t-shirt jowl, I mean, like, yes, I know I'm cute, but also, like, that does not correlate to wearing short hair.
You definitely can. You also could, your hair smooths, so you can mold it down.
Yeah.
You can do a little finger wave.
Yeah, that's what I want to learn how to do is finger wave.
Now, I'm going to tell you, finger waves are not easy.
I know.
We can play around with it next time you come, but it's not easy. So when you come next time, just come in here that you shampooed and styled in the last like 3 days, because then I could cut that. And then we can play with other styles. If I have to style it and cut it, then I don't get to do a lot of things. Yeah. Because then I cut it from how you wear it majority of the time.
And then because then you can see how.
Yes.
What makes the most sense.
Yes.
That makes sense. Okay.
Like even for my clients now, some of them, I was talking to a client the other day, like about blowouts. Especially for people, like there are people who prefer to have their hair cut blown out, which is totally fine. But they also want a shape for the curls.
It's like, well,
no, it's actually rather simple. They can show up in a wash and go that they've done in the last 3 days. Cut that. Then shampoo, blow it out. Cut that. And then if we did make some room for the curls. And then also there's some room made for the blown out hair. So I have not actually tested this, but I'm pretty sure that's what I want to do. But that also depends on the type of curls that the individual has, because some people have multiple curl patterns and that can get tricky.
Yeah. I can see that very easily.
Yeah, you'll have to finger coil this part until it grows back into the curly part for a little bit. But it responds well.
Yeah. You get that hair responds well. We're good listeners.
So we ended up with the third product. I mean, it's not terrible. It plays well with the other two. So we're good. You can put on a cute scarf. Have the front hanging out the scarf with your juke joint sides.
So how would you suggest I sleep? Just a bonnet?
You actually can do a scarf.
Really?
So you would take the hair, swoop, scarf over. In the morning, you would take the scarf off, let the hair be exposed to the steam in the shower. Okay. Once you get out the shower, then you kind of zhuzh it, play with it. Use a blow dryer if you need to. If you need to put a little foam on it to get it to like do something, you could do that.
Okay.
I feel like you would not be afraid to try something and see if it works.
Right. Yeah. No. Okay. And like just I don't have to curl, like no curlers or
no.
Just protect it, right?
No. So like this, kind of have to wrap it around my finger a bit here. It's almost like scrunch waves a little bit. Scrunch.
Oh, what a time.
What a time.
Scrunch waves really had the people in a circle.
They had. I never had them because my hair was too long.
I mean, I couldn't do it.
Right, definitely not. It was like, why would we even, what's the point? Get a finger wave and don't know. Can do. A finger wave there. I did learn how to do some food now. I did have to learn a little something. Just the girls with the tighter hair, we just impossible.
Absolutely. Yeah, because it's never going to get smooth.
Never. I was like, let me find out you can finger wave.
I'm like, just for me, guys. Just for me.
Your hair did allow me to do it now. It is, A rhyme and a reason. Sometimes you do sit under the dryer for like 10 minutes because I don't want it to dry completely because I want to use the dryer to kind of blow some of your hair so it'll lift a little bit. I'm not trying to make it molded and all stiff looking.
Yeah.
Like, let me find out you be doing baby hair. Are you sure?
Like, you done showed all your tricks today.
Yeah. Y'all thought I was a one trick pony.
Never. Never.
I do want to learn how to do a French roll.
Ooh.
I do want to learn how to do that. I will have to do it though on blown out hair.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Yay! Okay, what you think, Rachel? Is there anything going to change or make different?
I love it.
Yay! Like this. Follow that. Should go like this. I gotta cut that in a little bit. That's fine. I'll see this here too, but that's sticking out because I could cut it. Get one of those brushes. Little baby hair brushes that have.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I got one.
Oh, you are good on time with this little baby hair on the front. They gonna be sick of you.
And I just got so good at doing my baby hair.
Yeah, they gonna be so sick of you.
Okay.
Rachel,
please.
please.
Yep.
You was like me and Chili.
Yep.
Me and Chili. Grown ass people with baby hair for real.
I hear you say something.
Okay, we're gonna sit here and do the dryer for about 10 and then we'll revisit. Okay. So we can zhuzh it up a little bit more with the dryer. And I'm stuck with what we molded to go under. And if you have a pick, you can use that too. It's still a wee bit damp. Okay, I do like how that turned out. I love it. It's not because without me or anything.
I knew I could trust a professional.
No, Rick Fox could never actually.
Actually, period. That would be a daughter, though. But
He could never.
this is all my daddy. If you saw my dad's hair, you'd be like,
Okay,
yeah.
track, right.
And all he does, like, he doesn't brush his hair forward, like, to create waves, because it's already so wavy.
Yeah.
Straight back with it.
Really?
Yeah.
He's like, okay, daughter.
And how come this doesn't make it frizzy?
Because of the styling products that I use. And it's molded. Technically, it's molded. It's dry. It's just a wee bit damp-ish, which has allowed me to blow it around. But it's encased in the gel creates a film on the hair. So it has a film on it, but it's not so firm that it's crunchy or anything. It's actually softish. Even you can touch it. I don't you know. Like it feels nice.
Yeah.
Back to kind of not too overly polished. Those little ends gonna wear us slow though, but we're gonna make it work. I see a couple little pieces that just need to be addressed before you go. Your head is flat right here.
Is it?
Yeah. So like some people it's all right here in the occipital, it kind of sticks out a little bit. So I have to force like making it look less flat back here so it gives like it goes up in an angle.
I got a flat back.
It's a little flat back there. Just
flat back.
It's a little flat. My hair is actually kind of flat back there too, which I didn't know until I didn't have hair.
That's because all of mine sits in my forehead.
Fair enough. Let's do your curl doing here. I'll just cut a little bit off of her. Nothing too crazy. No, just cool.
Do you think it looks good up? I feel like it's just sticking up.
You feel like it's just sticking up? Hold on. Use the dryer, because that's what it's for, to push it down. You got better?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could throw in a headband and pull this, pull that out to the front. Or pull it off to the side. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna give you a mirror. You can tell me if, as far as like the back, like what would you like back there? Because I can use my clippers and line it up just a little bit. I don't like to do it too much because then it looks less
Natural.
Yes, and I like to keep my women clients like looking.
Not like a man.
You got to be careful with the words these days.
Cut that out.
I would say no, feminine.
Yeah.
I think that for some women, they like a softer, diffused look back there. So like here, I can just clean that up just a little bit here.
Yes. So for me, it's really like I think you just said this, like what right here.
Uh-huh.
But I cut those on my own anyway.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and
So
do
I
that.
never like them.
Okay, so let me do that. So like to there.
Yeah.
Okay, Rachel, how does your hair make you feel now?
I feel exactly. I feel like how the inside of me feels, which is really proud and pretty and strong. And I feel like that's reflected on the outside. Before all that dead weight and damaged hair was almost like a physical manifestation of some of the things I was just trying to let go. So I feel great. Took a risk. And I've always learned that risks pay off. So I love it.
Hey! That's the beauty of natural hair. It's always ready to come back home. Rachel didn't hate her curls. She just needed space to figure out what felt good to her. And in this episode, we gave her that space. A fresh start on her terms. If you're ready to reconnect with your curls, start with the Curls Confidence Mini Quartz. It's beginner friendly, no fluff, and built to help you to create a routine that actually works. You'll find the link in the description box below. And we're just getting started. Another Fro and Flow transformation drops in 2 weeks. Until next time, keep showing up for your girls.